Hey, True Badger Token. Nice to see you on a Thursday morning. I hope everybody is doing well. Thanks for joining us again for another episode of Let's Give You an Update on nSights DeFi Trader. Hey, Doug, how are you doing today?
Good, Deb. I thought you were going to say, welcome to Let's Make a Deal.
Right. Well, it's the Doug and Deb show, right? So as soon as we can get beyond this daily update on where we're at with nSights, we have some fun comedy shows. We're working on them, right? I can't wait. I want to get there, Doug.
I think we ought to do a Deb and Doug NFT, right? Some virtual images of us.
Right?
Yes, I think. What do you guys think? Hey, would you guys do that? Would you guys be down with a Doug and Deb NFT? Yeah, come on down.
Come on down.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's dive in here. Okay. Thank you, guys. I apologize for yesterday. We had a doctor's appointment in Phoenix. Here's the strange thing: is the only day of the year it decided to snow was yesterday. Okay, and snow hard. So we're heading down to Phoenix, and I'm telling you this story for a reason. Okay, heading down to Phoenix, and it's snowing hard. The appointment was supposed to be at 1 o'clock. We get a message from the doctor's office that it's 3 o'clock. So we called them. I don't want to be driving back up the mountain at night in snow and ice at that point. And it took 3 months to get this appointment, almost 3 months to get this appointment. So because it was snowing, it was very hazardous. We got all the way down the mountain, and they changed our appointment to next week for us. So I'm going to be able to take Mary in for that next week. It's just an eye exam for her, but it's a very important one. And but I will be off probably one day next week. But we were able to get back up the mountain yesterday before everything went to nuts in the ice and snow. So anyways, it was not a complete lost day, but man, Deb, I felt like I lost some time yesterday.
That's such a bummer. Did hopefully the snow will be gone by the time it's time to drive back down again?
Oh yeah, it's melting as we speak,
Good.
and that's the nice thing about living in Prescott. You get nice snows, within 2 days it's gone. It's not like living in Wisconsin or somewhere else that you live with it for the winter. No, we don't do
Right.
that. All right, so let's dive in here. We got some cool stuff to share. I'm going to share my screen. Again, I took screen captures of a boss's screen today. So, this is just his personal stuff. So don't do any spell editing or anything. But the key is I want you to see the duns here. We're going to talk about them, but most of these are around trading and really trading NSI and True Badger and our tokens. And then we're going to talk a little bit about, some of the things that are still a hurdle for us, but we're really honing in on the trade aspects, and that's really for a reason. And I'm going to lay that out as soon as I get through this process, because I think there's a path now for us to going live and get to trading. And so we'll talk about that. Here's our issue though, and it's a big issue. This is the API interface with BSC Scan. You can see BSC Scan here. I'll give you guys, for you guys that are into this stuff, I can give you an idea of the BSC Scan and how that all works and looks. But we key that in, and it's supposed to return to us information. And then the thing that we're looking for is for whatever token we're looking at. This is BAT. Here we can see that it's BAT. We can see that we're getting a price. Okay, over here, and the price is what's important. What is the price per USD at that given second? Over here, we can see that got Gala, and I scroll down and we're getting a price. I think we can do the same thing with True Badger, and we can get a price. Here we're doing NSI, and about 90% of the tokens that we put in here are doing this. They're not giving us a price, trying to figure out what that is. And I think it's something to do with whatever we supply to BSC Scan or Binance on the token that allows us to get a price. I can do that. I can figure that out for NSI and make sure we get a price. That does not solve our problem. Our problem exists because about 90% of the tokens are going to do exactly what we see here with NSI. And we know that because we can go into BSC Scan and we don't see a number associated with a majority of the tokens. I was just talking to Peter. He says about 90% of all the tokens, all the different tokens, and he trades a lot of different tokens. He's kind of a wild man. I love that about him. When it comes to trading, token, yeah, let's trade. Woohoo, let's go. Okay, no. Anyways, about 90% of his tokens don't have a price, right? And don't have a number. And so we've really got to solve this in a way that the ones that do give us a price, great, let's pull it. We have that information, but we've really got to have a backup that is reliable within a 1 or 2% max deviation, meaning that I can count on the number or the amount that I'm seeing as being within that 1 to 2%. Now, if I'm going for 50, 100% moves, 1% is not going to be a big deal. But if I'm looking at not any numbers, I don't know what I'm dealing with, or I'm dealing with 10 or 20% like Deb did yesterday on one of her trades, not acceptable, right? We can't trade that way. And so this is our path right now, and we're focusing on some key elements. All the stuff that you saw done, which is multiple trades selling, multiple buys selling with a single sell, a sell that came from an exchange, selling with a trade that came from nSights, all the variations that we can think of, all of that green done that you saw on a boss's screen here, that's what that is. Multiple sell, multiple buys, multiple this. Every one of the kind of variations we could figure out, those are our testing, and we're testing those, and if they're green, they're done. The two that are red here may be done. It just means they haven't been tested yet. Okay. So those two need to be tested, but everything else is working properly, other than, again, back to tokens that we don't have the data on, that's not coming through the API the way that we want to see it. So I'm going to be working today on a formula, a timestamp formula, probably is because if 90% of the tokens have missing information that we need, we're not going to fix that. We can't fix that for them. So I need to have a timestamp, and then I need to have the API pull BNB. And this is, Deb, this is what we'll work on today. But I'll pull the known numbers, right? I will know what the USD price is for BNB at that moment. I will know how many BNB a transaction is, and I'll be able to do the reverse calculation for that. And I think that is going to be the path that we have to take. And that's the path that I need to map out and design for the developers and the programmers today. I think once we have that and we can prove that formula, again, is within that tolerance of 1 to 2% max, I'd like to have it 1% or less. That would be my goal, but let's see what I can do. But, and I know that when you're setting a 15% slippage on your trades with PancakeSwap, that number 15 or auto slippage, right? The slippage is going to be greater than my factor of being okay with the trade. So I'm going to be well within a range of acceptability in this market, way beyond what the exchanges are setting in terms of the trades themselves. So anyways, if I can get this done, then we clean up a couple of things that are coming in from your wallet to make sure that we're calculating those numbers correctly. I think we're ready to go. I think at least we'll have the foundation that will allow us to trade, allow us to see our trades, allow us to select multiple trades for cost averaging, see where we stand currently in our book of business and what our profitabilities are there, and then be able to make decisions on what we want to do with those. If we can do that, then I'm good to trade. I'm good to go. And I think we're getting very, very close to that. The other thing that I want to open up, and that we'll talk about it on this AMA, is I need to know what tokens you guys are trading. I need to know which ones that you want tracked, because when we launch, I want to make sure that I'm tracking and trading the tokens that you're trading. And again, not a token that you heard about, you thought might be great, unless you want to trade it. If you have a token that you heard about and you want to trade it, then great. Let me know, right? So that we can do that. I ran across one today. It's a game. It's this game here. I just randomly ran across it. You guys may know about it, MAFA. And I went to Gecko, and here's their chart. I played the game. It's a real game. I looked at their team. Looks like a real team. They have a demo trade on it, free to play. So this feels real. And I just happened to randomly run across this today. I wish I'd ran across it yesterday for Deb.
Yes, that would have been really, really smart, because the token I found was also a game, but it didn't have the nice uprun like that, by the way.
Yeah.
It had a similar, but it was the other direction.
Just reverse, right?
Just reverse a little bit. So yes, next time you see something great, you better let me know right away.
Yeah. So guys, we're, I feel like, we're on, I keep saying we're on the path, but we absolutely are closing in. If we can get these last few things really tightened down, I think we're going to be good to go, I hope, next week. And again, it really comes down to this formula. I can't guarantee that the formula that I give them is going to be within that acceptable range. May have to keep working with it and tweak it a little bit, but I am on path and on track with, I believe, what will create the right formula here. So once we do that, we'll test that. Just a couple of things like that are keeping us from pulling the trigger and being ready to go, because really we're a trading platform and the data has to be as accurate as we can make it before that trading platform is, worth anything really. So that's where we are, so close. And just wanted to share that with you guys today. We'll see tomorrow maybe they can knock that formula out tonight, and we'll see how that looks tomorrow. I don't know. All right, Deb, how are we doing? Any questions out there? I'll stop sharing.
Well, I do have to mention that we got a shout out for Matthew says he's going to miss these updates when NSI actually launches. So I think that's our first plug for the Deb and Doug show, or the Doug and Deb show, right?
No.
We're going to have to continue this. Yeah.
Yeah. If they're not really careful, I'm going to break out my Wii guitar and we're going to just do a little on the show. But guys, as far as updates going forward after we do launch, and that was a really good point. We are going to have very consistent AMAs, because the AMAs then will shift to what tokens did we add today? What did they look like? And we'll stay very active, especially for the first few months of trying to make sure everybody's up to speed about what they can play with, what's available to them. Okay. So we'll do AMAs, but they'll shift. If we add like MAFA, MAFA, if we added that to today, so that was today, I'd go on, I would talk about, I'd show, hey, I went out and played the game. Game's kind of, simplistic, at least the demo. I don't know if it gets more difficult. We would talk about that. We'd talk about their team. We added the coin, and, it's a steep run up. I would really be looking for a correction. If there's any kind of correction to that coin, and if everything stayed what I think it is, I'd be interested in trading it, right? Those would be the kind of things that we would talk about. So, and those AMAs will be the ones that will make you money. So
Love it.
That is what it's all about.
Love it. So Rusty asks, where is a good place for him to send the tokens that he's currently trading, that he'd like to trade in nSights? By the way, if it's a token that's inside of our Nexus ecosystem, don't even bother with that, because obviously we have those in our system, right? But if it's something outside of our immediate Nexus ones, then those are the ones we want to hear about. I'm not sure where I should have him send the.
That's really a Candace question, isn't it?
You know what we could do we've asked the question here on this AMA. So if you're in the Zoom, you can throw them into the chat. Those save forever. All of the chats are always saved. And then if you're out on YouTube, you can just, as you watch this, even if it's tomorrow or the next day, just pop your coins in or tokens in here that you're trading, and we'll be happy to check those against what we already have, and if they're not there, then we'll have a list for the program.
So are they going to pop them into the YouTube?
Yeah.
Into the question,
just
into the comment area.
Into the comments, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we'll just keep an eye on that.
Yeah, we'll go out and grab it.
We'll go out and grab them.
Yeah. So let's turn it on, guys. Let's find out the tokens. We want to get all those in, get those vetted, get them up. Then as we move forward, one of the things that we will develop for the people that have done KYC, have been, that we know who you are, we will open it up where you'll be able to request tokens to be added on an ongoing basis. If we don't know who you are, that won't be an option, because we don't want somebody to put a scammer coin in and then take advantage of the community. So ultimately, if we know who you are, I'm going to create that system so that we can just grow this thing like crazy, guys. Yeah. So lots of fun.
I love that. And I think what we'll do is the button will be there. If you're KYC'd in, you'll see the button. If you're not KYC'd in, you won't even see the button to be able to add a token. So, and Rusty, yes, the name of the token and the contract address, both of those would be necessary for us.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff is duplicated in there, and we don't want to grab the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Tim says, will there be a place in NSI that will list out the tokens that are tradable in NSI? It's going to be more like PooCoin, right? Where if you know a coin, you plug it in the search and you look for it. I don't think we're going to.
We could do our advanced and normal. We could show that.
Oh, okay.
So we could talk to the boss, at least the ones that are vetted, the people that are involved, that will be in the pro, when we get to the pro and in the betting, you'll know all the coins, right? The ones that we're tracking, not normally, just because they're in there doesn't mean we're trading them. It means that they are on the top of the top 10 lists or top 100 lists that we can find that everybody's trading. I'm trying to, if a majority of the people are trading, some coin, and I don't even know what it is, right? I haven't vetted it, I haven't looked at it, but millions of people are trading it. We want it in NSI because we want those people to have the advantage to trade that in NSI. So just because we have it in there doesn't mean we have put the stamp of approval on that coin. So be really, really clear about that, okay? Okay.
Excellent. I have a Stephen Lance. I'll put the answer to your question on the YouTube since it's outside of NSI, but I'll put the answer in here as soon as I can type again when I'm not talking. So we got that one. Let's see. Try this. It says it may. Okay, yeah, Marty, stay away from registering for NSI at this point. Wait for further steps. Please don't try to do that. You're probably on the wrong platform. When we built NSI to start with, we built it on technology, some existing technology that we have. We have since separated those out, and so there's a whole new platform that you'll be registering on when we tell you it's time to register.
And all the links and everything will change when we open up the floodgates, guys. So.
Yes, absolutely. It looks like that's all we have.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. We will give you another update tomorrow, and hopefully, maybe we'll see how that code works.
Yes, we'll see you back on the Deb and Doug show tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific. Can't wait.